Welcome, fellow bookworms, to Tibra's Den. My name is Whitney, and today we have another thrift haul. So we went down to the bigger city and we hit Savers because we go there to get the dog's new stuffies because it's cheaper generally than getting um, stuffies from like a pet store or anything like that. Although we did go to the pet store because we were looking for like treats, and Ani needed a harness. Nidra needed a sweater for the season because her sweater last year didn't quite fit right. It was a little snug and she doesn't like it. So we went and we found they were on clearance for like $6 each, these giant crinkly Halloween toys. So we got them those. We got each one of those, so we have 4 dogs. And then we got 4 stuffies at Savers. Well, of course, we looked at the books, and my husband always encouraged me. So I ended up getting 20 books from his encouragement because you buy 4, you get the 5th one free. And I also found some that I was actually really interested in, 9 of which are part of a collection. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start with the 9. So I had these books. I already had them, but they're kind of damaged and really gross. I don't even know why I kept them. I should have tossed, especially this one I'm going to show you out ages ago. But it's the Little House on the Prairie series. And so the Long Winter and Little House on the Prairie, I actually ordered from thrift books because those were the 2 I was missing. And the others I already had, but they're damaged and they're gross because we had a little chihuahua and she ended up peeing on them at one time. And so, like this one, you can see it's just really, really nasty. That's the worst one, but some of the other ones have damage as well. And so, I was already planning on trying to replace them at some point. And then, when we were at the thrift store, like I was just trying to find a couple more books to get another 5th book free. And I saw these, and I had to get the whole collection because one, they match, and two, they're clean. And so these are the trophy Harper trophy books. So these were printed in 1971, and you can see it's the complete collection. They all match, and they're all really like clean and in good shape. Like whoever had these before definitely took like really good care of them because they're really clean and in really good shape. So I'm really excited to have all these. Like I said, it's all 9. There's some other books, but they're not part of the main series. And so yeah, so I have those, which will be replacing these. These ones, the ones that are clean enough, I'll donate. The other ones, though, I'm gonna trash the pages that are just ruined and then save the other pages for decoration because I am planning on doing a reading journal next year, and I want to decorate it like I see other people do. And so I'm going to save the pages I can for that, and then the rest will unfortunately go in the trash because I can't donate them in the condition they're in. So those were really great find. These ones were all $1.79 each, and I did get one for free. It was one of the 5th books, so I got one for free on that collection. And then we'll go ahead and just start top down. So I saw this one, which I never read this. This is the first in a series. It's Julie of the Wolves by Jean Craighead George. Um, and so I'm really excited to have these ones. Um, it's a Newbery Medal winner, so that's cool. And you basically have Mayax rebels against a home situation she finds intolerable. She runs away towards San Francisco toward her pen pal, who calls her Julie. But soon Mayax is lost in the Alaskan wilderness without food, without even a compass. Slowly she is accepted by a pack of Arctic wolves, and she comes to love them as if they were her brothers. With their help and drawing on her father's training, she struggles by day to survive. In the process, she is forced to rethink her past and to define for herself the traditional riches of Eskimo life: intelligence, fearlessness, and love. So yeah, I never read this when I was younger, and I'll definitely be trying to get the other 2 that are in the series as well. Luckily, this is the first one. This one it is bent a little bit, so there's a little bit of a dent on the back, but otherwise it's in really good shape as well. So that was a good find. And then my husband has a bunch of the Sword of Truth novels by Terry Goodkind, but for some reason he was missing the first one, and then I think he's missing 9, 10, and 11 if I'm remembering right as well. And so he saw the first one, and we couldn't remember for sure if this was the one that was missing. But I was pretty confident, and I figured if it isn't, we could always redonate it. So we went ahead and picked up this one as well. I'm not sure what I paid for this one, but of course, the prices you'll already have seen, I'll put here, including what I would have paid versus what I did, and any of the ones that were free, or they were also doing 50% off on purple tags. So I'll include that all over here. So you'll see that. I personally found it really interesting when I did that for my last thrift haul. So I'll do that again for these guys. But yeah, so this one um, we we have now as well. So that will go in his Terry Goodkind collection. Um, but yeah, that's a really good find. So there's that one, and then I found the first 3 volumes of the Hardy Boys in a little collection. It doesn't have a dust jacket, but I don't mind that. And so yeah, this has the first 3 books, which are The Tower Treasure, The House on the Cliff, and The Secret of the Old Mill. So I never read The Hardy Boys. It also has illustrations, which are really cool. Always like little illustrations. Little House on the Prairie books have illustrations too. Um, but yeah, I never read The Hardy Boys. So um, again, kind of for my Throwback Thursday slash Kid Corner. I'll be including this. Have some of the Bobby twins I'll be reading and such. Um, I'm almost done with the teen horror books, and then I'll kind of be moving in that area. So that's a really cool find. I'm happy with that as well. And again, even though it's missing the dust jacket, the rest of it is in good shape. And this was published in 1999, so it's not that old, this edition. But yeah, that was pretty cool to find. Then I completed the main series of the Heartland books by Lauren Brooke, but I did not have the special editions. There's 5 special editions, and I found one of them at the store. So it's a winter's gift. This is special edition 4 out of 5. Um, and a little bit of bent pages in the back, which is a shame, but they're bent pages. Otherwise, the book is clean and good. There was one book that my husband thought I would be interested in, and it did sound interesting. It was How to Save a Fish from Drowning. I forget the author. I'll insert a picture though. And um, I would have picked it up, but it was so dirty. Uh, and that didn't bother me too much. I have obviously some books on my shelf that aren't exactly the best, but it was like it looked like it was growing mold, and I was just like, nah, I can't do that. So, but anyway, this one, other than the bent pages, is in good shape, and now I just have 4 more to go as far as collecting the special editions of Heartland. So, but happy to have found that one. I'm always on the lookout for Heartland books. And then this one just reminded me of that other book I just mentioned, How to Save a Fish from Drowning. And it says, What Do Fish Have to Do with Anything by Avi. And it's illustrated by Tracy Mitchell, I believe. Um, yeah. And so I just thought the title was cute. And it has a bunch of, like, I guess, short stories. But it says, In this extraordinary collection, Newbery medalist Avi charts the turning points in the lives of 7 young protagonists. Among others in these stories, you will meet William of What Do Fish Have to Do with Anything, who wonders why he shouldn't ask questions that have no answers. A minister's son, the baddest of the bad, is dared to be good in the goodness of Matt Kaiser. And in the chilling tale of pets, Eve is haunted by the ghost of her cats. Always with a surprise built in, an angle unseen, these stories are that step just beyond the edge of the everyday. So yeah, I thought this would be a fun one to add to my Throwback Thursday collection. This one caught my eye just because of the color, and I'm really excited to actually have this on my shelf, and I can't wait to read it. It's called There There by Tommy Orange. So this one, it says Tommy Orange's wondrous and shattering novel follows 12 characters from native communities, all traveling to the big Oakland powwow, all connected to one another in ways they may not yet realize. Among them is Jackie Redfeather, newly sober and trying to make it back to the family she left behind. Danae Oxendine, pulling his life together after his uncle's death and working at the powwow to honor his memory. 14-year-old Orville, coming to perform traditional dances for the first time. Together, this chorus of voices tells the plight of the urban Native American, grappling with a complex and painful history with an inheritance of beauty and spirituality, with a communion and sacrifice and heroism. Held as an instant classic, is at once poignant and unflinching, utterly contemporary, and truly unforgettable. So, I just love the colors on this cover, like so vibrant and bright, and I really can't wait to read it because it sounds like it has a good message as well. This next one is a Christian fiction that my husband saw and thought it sounded like something I would enjoy, and it does. And it's called Talking to the Dead. This is by Bonnie Grove. And it says 20 something Kate Davis can't seem to get this grieving widow thing down. She's supposed to put on a brave face and get on with her life, right? Instead, she's camped out on her living room floor, unwashed, unkempt, and unable to sleep because her husband, Kevin, keeps talking to her. Is she losing her mind? Kate attempts to find the source of the voice she hears are both humorous and humiliating, as she turns first to an eclectically spiritual counselor, then to a shrink with a bad toupee, a mean-spirited exorcist, and finally group therapy. There she meets Jack, the warm-hearted, unconventional pastor of a ramshackle church, and at last the voice subsides. But when she stumbles upon a secret Kevin was keeping, Kate's fragile hold on the present threatens to implode under the weight of the past, and Kevin begins to shout. Will the voice ever stop? Kate must confront her grief to find the grace to go on in this tender, quirky story about second chances. And I always love a good quirky story. I gotta get this sticker off, it's pretty stuck. But otherwise, it's also in really good shape. Like all these look almost new. So I got that one as well. That was my husband's pick, as along with this next one. So, um, you know, I have so many horse stories which I want to revisit one day. And I'm going to add this to it. I never read this, but it says The Horse of My Heart, Stories of the Horses We Love. This was edited by Callie Smith Grant. So few of God's creatures are as noble and as soul-stirring as the horse. Even those of us who aren't lucky enough to have horses of our own seem to have an innate desire to connect with these beautiful regal beasts. As children, we read stories about them, collected models of them, which I still have my Breyer horses. Um, I lost my spot. There it is. And tacked posters of them up on our walls. Throughout history, they have carried us and calmed us, pulled our loads, and pulled at our heartstrings. They give us a taste of wildness, yet make us feel at home. In this inspiring collection, you'll meet horses who show up at the right time, who help their humans learn important truths, and who rescue the very people who rescued them. These true stories of horses and people who love them are sometimes touching, sometimes humorous, and sometimes miraculous. Always they are inspiring like the horses themselves. They will touch your heart, renew your spirit, and show you that surely God had us in mind when He created these magnificent creatures. So that sounds right up my alley. I'm glad my husband found that. Next, we have Freaks by Amanda Hocking. So I have like four of her books, the Tyrell series and another one. And I really enjoy her writing. So when I saw this, I thought perfect. And it sounded fun. I realized when I was doing my reads this month and I was doing A Star Reads bingo board, I don't have any like circus or clown themed reads at all. And so this fits in that category. I'm not going to be reading it for that. I listened to Clifford at the Circus for that, but still, I'm glad to add this in. And so it says Mara has become used to the extraordinary. Roaming from place to place with Gideon Devoran's traveling carnival, she longs for an ordinary life where no one has the ability to levitate or predict the future. She gets her chance when the struggling sideshow sets up camp in the small town of Caudry and she meets gorgeous local guy named Gabe. But before long, Mara realizes there's a dark presence lurking in the town that's threatening the lives of her friends. She has 7 days to take control of a power she didn't know she had in order to save everyone she cares about and change the future forever. So that sounds just fun, and I know I like her writing style. It has the creepy vibes. I wish I had this for this month, but I didn't. I'm not sure. I got so many books, in hauls recently that why I'm excited to read this one. This one might be going on next October's TBR. We'll just have to see if I get a chance to get to it before then. I will, but otherwise, it'll be perfect for next season for sure. So there's that one. Two more. Next one. This is actually the second in the series, but it sounded interesting. It reminded me a little bit of Iris Johansson writing, which I really enjoyed just based on the synopsis. And it's Running Dark by Jamie Frevaletti. Um, and I forget the first one's name. It's right here. It's Running from the Devil. So, and then there's like a total of 5 in the series. So, um, I think it's gonna be kind of like Iris Johansson writing, in which I can read it without reading the first one. Um, And so hopefully that's the case. If not, I'll try to pick up the first one. But it says Emma Caldridge is on a mile. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. Emma Caldridge is on mile 36 of 55-mile Comrades Ultramarathon in South Africa when a roadside car bomb explodes. Dazed and disoriented, she regains consciousness after the blast to find a man standing over her with a white plastic injector. She feels the prick of a needle and the rush of medication under her skin, but before she can make a sound, the man is gone. Shaken by the event and unsure what substance was pumped into her, Emma calls the one person who can help her figure things out. Edward Banner of the security company Darkview, but Banner has his hands full with another emergency. Somali pirates in the Gulf of Aden have attacked a cruise ship, and Darkview has been hired to assist with the rescue. However, according to intelligence sources, the ship is carrying cargo far more valuable than wealthy passengers, something that could be a new weapon of unknown origin. Suspecting a weapon may be a chemical in nature, Banner asks Emma to infiltrate infiltrate the ship and use her professional expertise to identify it. Emma knows it's a risky job, one that she might not survive, but when she learns that Special Agent Cameron Sumner, a man who has saved her life in the past, is among the hostages, nothing will stop her from getting on board, no matter what the cost. Sorry, I really stammered through that. But yeah, this sounds, like the suspense thriller type of books like Iris Johansson writes, which I do typically enjoy. And I love this cover. It's absolutely beautiful. And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this a try. I might try to find the first one so I can start at the beginning, but we shall see. And then last but certainly not least, I got Great Dog Stories by Albert Payson Terhune and illustrated in color by Marguerite Kermsey. So this is very like old style uh, book covering, and yeah, it has a bunch of great dog stories, which I'm excited for. So it has Fox, The Coming of Lad, Youth Will Be Served, Lochinvar Bobby, 1 Minute Longer, Runaway, The Feud, The Destroyer from Nowhere, Foster Brothers, and Collie. So, um, and it says Albert Payson Terhune was the master of classic dog and animal stories that were well loved by generations past and are most welcome today for their strong sense of adventure, drama, and wit. Terhune was, above all, passionately on the side of these loyal, strong, devoted, and intelligent creatures. Anyone who cares for the rights of animals today will see that he was an early advocate far ahead of his time. Terhune's favorites, of course, were the collies, which he bred at his famous home, Sunnybank in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, but he knew, cared about, and wrote about many breeds of dogs and many kinds of animals. Collies, though, are the stars of these stories, and they, as well as other animals, have been portrayed here in beautiful colored paintings and black and white drawings by Marguerite Kermsey, an illustrator of the early 20th century. It is a special pleasure and honor for children's classics to reprint these splendid stories and fine illustrations for a new generation of readers. And that was in 1993. So it also lists the illustrations, which are really cool. Let me see if I can find any. Here we are. So here's one of the colored ones, which is absolutely beautiful. And then there's also like little illustrations at the beginning of each. Oh, that's cute. Of each chapter as well. A little raccoon. Um, at the beginning of each chapter as well. So right here, which is fun. So I'm really excited. I do have um something I'm planning to do with dog books coming up, so this will be good to add in. I'm mainly planning on doing it with Lessons from Lucy by Dave Barry, which I got from Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading. I just haven't had time to do what I'm planning on doing with that. So this one I might read along with that one when I have a chance, which hopefully is next month. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll just have to see what happens. But that was the last one. So 20 books all in total added to my collection, even though 9 of them are replacing some ones that were quite dirty and destroyed. I got uh, the other 11 to add to my shelves, which I'm really, really happy with for sure. Even though most of these are ones that I wasn't looking to get, other than this one, I think it's a really, really good group of books I found. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave you here. Of course, what I paid versus what I actually would have paid. Um, Getting used probably on thrift books versus ordering like new. Um, some of these like on Amazon or something like that will be included, so that way you can see the difference of what I paid. But finding the whole collection of the Little House on the Prairie books was definitely a good deal. And one for free, the rest $1.79. You can't beat that. I would have paid way more for them elsewhere. So anyway, that is it for this video. Just like last time, let me know your greatest thrift store find if you do thrift books. Um, I would love to know that, or what's the best deal you ever got on a book. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys here. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.